Good evening, Poe fans. Welcome back to Poe Discussions with Carmen and Jeanie.
Woo woo.
Jeanie, how are you holding up from all this horrible weather tonight? From the past week?
Yeah, well, it's great because I have to stay indoors and I don't have to be outside and deal with people. So it's great.
That's
Love it.
very Poe-esque.
Exactly.
Oh, well, and speaking of Poe-esque, we have a very special guest this evening, and her name is Rachel Martens. And welcome, Rachel, to the podcast. And we would love to hear a little bit about you.
Thanks so much for having me. Yeah, my name is Rachel. I am an author. I write thrillers, and I I have a number of books out, but my main series is I call it the Poe series. Um, it's a gothic thriller series. The main character is a descendant of Edgar Allan Poe, and there's a family curse that takes the form of his stories. So there's four books out so far. Fifth one comes out any week now, actually.
Oh,
It'll be
great.
out very soon.
Okay.
And yeah, that's what I do.
All right. And so I was going to say, tell us a little bit more about the series. And I just finished the first
Ooh.
one that I got from you at the Poe Fest back in October. So do you want to elaborate a little bit more about the series?
Sure. Each book kind of brings to life at least one Edgar Allan Poe story in a modern way. The main character is a young woman living in Baltimore. And she's got a whole lot of issues of her own that she's been dealing with. She suffers from depression and PTSD.
Mhm.
And she's just looking to maybe start a new relationship for the first time in a lot of years, when she finds out that she's inherited this family curse that is going to bring to life these terrifying stories and um, essentially, if she can't stop it, drive her mad and put all of the people in her life at risk of injury or death.
Mhm.
So she's got a lot that she's dealing with, that she's fighting, but um, yeah, her goal is to recognize these Edgar Allan Poe stories unfolding in time to prevent them. And eventually she starts looking for a way to hopefully defeat the curse entirely.
Okay. So the curse does run through all of the books.
Yes, it
Okay.
does.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Awesome. Curses are fun to read about.
Yeah.
Definitely. So what was your inspiration for the series besides just Poe, of course?
It was mostly Poe,
Okay.
honestly.
Okay.
I, I I first started working on the series when I was in high school
Oh
and
wow.
reading The Cask of Amontillado in a high school English class. And I was always into the macabre,
Yeah.
into dark things. I was always writing from a very young age.
Hmm.
And I don't know why I hadn't read Poe any younger than that, but when I discovered him, I immediately fell in love with his style and the raw emotion and the way he brings such dark things to life and really makes you feel them, and not just dark things though, too, because
Yeah.
he was very much a romantic, and he was also very much a comedian. And I love his mystery stories too. He's credited with the first detective stories.
Mm,
But I just loved his work so much, and I loved the idea of um, bringing him to life in a way. And also, I had these characters rattling around in my head that I liked the idea of bringing to life. And I decided to try and combine these things. And it created this really interesting concept. And um, I my favorite thing when I'm writing is when I get to a point that the characters become so alive that they just kind of run away with the story, and I'm just there transcribing it.
yeah.
And I knew from the very beginning when I came up with this idea which Poe stories I was going to use for each book. I
Okay.
had that much outlined, but everything else is character driven, and
Mhm.
some of it is even Edgar Allan Poe is a minor character too,
Yes.
so he's
Yeah, I really
popping up
liked that.
occasionally. Yeah, he pops up a little bit in book one and two, but he's even more in the later books, and that
Oh,
was really cool to
yeah.
truly bring him to life. And
Hmm.
and give readers a chance to experience him as a character.
Yeah, I love when people do take him and put him in as a character, even if it's small, a big role. It's really, it just, it's a neat way to see everyone's perspective of who he was. And so, yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I love seeing him as a character too.
Mhm.
And yeah, it was fun to really dive deep researching his life and his relationships and his
Mhm.
personality, and reading so much of his work and trying to really get a good grip on who who think he may have been as a
Yeah.
person, and trying to figure out how to bring that to life. In the first few books, he's very much um, the more common image that people have of
Hmm.
him, the brooding type.
Yeah.
In the later books, I'm able to bring out a little bit more of his lighter side too, and a bit more of his
Okay.
nostalgic side, thinking of Virginia and Elmira.
Yeah.
Uh, and that was really cool to be able to do. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
hope that readers enjoy that as much as I enjoyed writing it.
Oh, I think especially those that know Poe and know, the people that surrounded him, they're gonna love that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Jeannie, what questions do you have?
Now the character in the main character Poe. Now, forgive me if is it Eleonora or Lenora? I can't remember. What's her first name?
It's Eleonora.
Okay, so I had it right because I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Eleonora. So I love how you brought in the first name and, mixing it with his own work, the Eleonora, and having her last name as Poe, kind of giving that tie to know that it's a family type of curse at the very beginning. So you have no what's the word? You have no worries that this is definitely going to be Poe tied. It's going to be Poe tied. So, uh, that the very first book, I love the illustration because it definitely, even just looking at the book, Carmen, can you
Yeah.
hold up the book?
Yes.
Because it definitely gives with the hair and everything, it gives that Raven feel.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
Absolutely does.
so it's like even the illustration in the very beginning, you know what you're gonna expect to find in the first story. So now you talk about the curse, and I know you just received a Visitors Award for the current fourth one. Is that correct?
Yay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Congratulations on that.
thank
That's
you.
wonderful. Uh,
Thanks.
so I'm going to go out on a limb saying that eventually you're going to, break the curse, but I won't say how far away it is. So, but that is the plan, right? To eventually either break the curse or do something with it. But here's my question. How did you just put, set upon knowing that this is what you wanted your stories to be based on is a curse? And tell us a little bit. You don't have to give a lot away because people can read it to figure it out.
Right.
But just give it, just give our watchers, our listeners, or whatever, a little speculation on what this curse might entail and how it ties to Poe, if you don't mind.
Sure. Yeah. So I decided to go with a curse because it just felt like uh, a natural, obviously it's supernatural, but also in a way
Mhm.
believable,
Mhm.
understandable way to bring these stories to life. In book one, it's the raven that's being brought to life, and at the climax of the book, one of the characters is actually hallucinating a raven perched above the door, and he's reciting the poem at this raven that he's hallucinating. Um, and the following books bring other Poe stories to life. So when I initially came up with the idea, a curse seemed like the natural way to accomplish things like that.
Mhm.
As I went on working with this concept and writing the books, it kind of evolved into something more, something deeper. Initially it was a plot device, honestly, but it's more than that too, because it's not just, a literal curse that she's fighting. She's fighting death and depression and grief. She's fighting, you know, um, evil people, real evil people in the world. It's the way the curse manifests isn't as any kind of uh, really supernatural entity, at least not until book four, when we get more ghostly activity. It's actually manifesting through evil humans and the things that they do. And so it becomes almost metaphorical for all of the darkness in her life that she's struggling with, and the overarching fight to choose uh, a life worth living, and love and hope over wallowing in all of that and allowing all of that to win. As for the mechanics of the curse, and it's tied to Edgar Allan Poe, um, sh my main character, Poe, repeatedly asks Edgar every time she sees him about the mechanics of the curse because she's looking for a way to unravel it. And
Mm-hmm.
she thinks that if she understood the curse itself better and its origins, that she might be able to figure out how to do that. And um, he's a bit cagey about answering that question with her and a bit cryptic.
Mm-hmm.
He warns her that he can't give a ton of specific help because that would be interfering with fate, and it's not, he can help her and he can give her some guidance and some warning and things like that. But at this point, even though the curse started with him, it's been following the family since he was alive. It's at this stage her fight, not his. Um, so as of book four, which is the most recent one that's already out, um, the she hasn't really figured out the true origins or mechanics of the curse.
Hmm.
Um, she's told by Edgar that he believes his foster father, John Allen, cast it out of vengeance against him for the difficult relationship that they had in life.
Okay.
Um, but
Makes sense.
Yeah.
he hasn't really given her any more information than that. She also has a hunch that there is some tie between the mystery of Edgar Allan Poe's death and the curse, that maybe if she could figure out some of the details of how he died or what he was doing in his final days, that might give her some meaningful clues about the curse and how to beat it. And that's going to be coming back around in books 5 and 6 as
Oh, cool.
she's finally
Oh,
working
cool.
out some of those details and figuring out maybe how to beat the curse. Um, the um, the series is going to be 6 books in total. Book 6 will be the end,
Okay.
and the intention is for the end of the series to coincide with the end of the curse in
Oh,
whatever way that unfolds.
oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you never know. I mean, that's what keeps it anticipation is you want to know how in the world is she going to finally get rid of this curse? And, as you said, Edgar's not a big help.
At
And
least,
some of
at
it he
least
may not
not
know
from what we
himself,
read in the first.
Yeah.
So,
But go ahead, Carmen. Did you have a
okay,
question?
I was going to say, so knowing that book 5 is about to come out, and then you said book 6 is going to be the last one, is it going to be really hard to end the series after 6 books?
Um, yes and no. I'm looking forward to it, honestly, because I'm I'm excited to see how it ends.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I I of course have a few ideas for how it's going to end, and I have a general idea. I have, more of book 6 outlined than I really ever had for the earlier books.
Okay.
But the with the character driven way that I write, and um, I I write looking to be surprised.
Yeah.
I'm I I always enjoy characters that drive the story for me and surprise me, and getting to experience that kind of the way a reader does. Um, so I'm excited to see how it ends, and I know it's going to be a really I've already as I said earlier, I've already chosen the Poe story that will be coming to life in that book, and I think it's going to be really cool and exciting to see
Great.
that play out. It's going to make for a pretty killer climax.
Oh, awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
I know it. So, do you have, like, we always ask when we have authors on, like, do you have a certain kind of writing process that you do? You already said, a lot of how your style is character driven, and it's very evident in the first book. Just
Mhm.
you can tell how much Poe drove the story, the female Poe, and but then other characters guided her different ways too. And so,
Mhm.
just nicely done. And so, do you have like a specific writing process, how you decide you're going to write and that kind of thing?
Um, it changes from book to book, honestly.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's always character driven, and it's always trying to get the characters. I all writers are a little bit schizophrenic, so it's trying to get the characters talking to me and guiding the story.
Hmm.
But beyond that, it kind of changes from book to book.
Okay.
Like I use music a lot to get me in a particular mood and get things
Mhm.
rolling. Some books take a lot of time, a lot of years of research and writing and rewriting and reworking, and some books go in a rush of a few weeks.
Yeah.
And some want to be written only during the daytime and some only at night. Um,
Interesting. Yeah.
so yeah, it kind of changes, but yeah, I'm as for nuts and bolts process, I sometimes use a basic outline, but I try to keep things character driven. Um, and I mostly write linearly from page one forward. I used to bounce around more, but I've I've found that it it flows better when I can um, uh, go all in one direction like that.
Yeah.
That sometimes I get great ideas for scenes that are going to happen later, and I'll think that well, maybe I can just write this one scene and then patch it in, but
Yeah.
it doesn't work that way. I always end up rewriting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, nope, sorry, try that again. It's like
Yeah.
I do enjoy when I was looking at your website, I did enjoy that you have the uh link for the playlist to
Yes.
go with the books.
That's
So
awesome.
you can listen while you read, and sometimes that's great because my brain won't bring up the song that I want to hear, and you get stuck and you're like, wait a minute, come on, it's got to have something. And but I love having music and stuff in the background because most of whether you're a writer or a reader, you have a rhythm to what you're doing, like whether you're writing, you're reading, or anything. Sometimes I just sit there and there's like things that are playing in my head, but there is some type of repetition that has a rhythm. So I think that's great that you put that music to add to that rhythm of the writing. So I thought that was great on your website to have that music playlist. So is that what you kind of have to help you when you're writing is you have that playing in the background because that helps the characters get in the mood type of thing because they and
Yeah.
I know for me when I write most of my characters have their own songs have their own way so when they come on it's like booyah and then of course when I have the AC/DC crew it's like shut up I can't write I can't hear come on so but so yeah, that's that's cool. Anyone that wants to actually hear the playlists, they have it ready for them if they just go to your website. So
Yeah.
that's cool. I like that. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a direct link to the playlist on Spotify. And if you find me on Spotify, all of my books have playlists on there. So you can hunt down the one for Nevermore or Rest in Peace. And yeah, they're all there. And they're um, yeah, just like you said, each character kind of has their own style, and
Mhm.
certain scenes will have really specific um, songs that are kind of behind them. Like there are a few songs on the playlist for Poe Haunted Souls that
Mhm.
um, were that I had that song on repeat while I was writing a certain scene, and
Okay.
Nice.
you can almost kind of feel it. Like there's a scene in Haunted Souls when Poe has the chance to talk to the ghost of the mother that she never really got to know, who died when she was two.
Mhm.
And while I was working on that scene, I had a song that's on the playlist called "Speak to Me," running on repeat, and
Okay.
I can't hear that song without thinking of that scene because it fits it so perfectly.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah.
is. I really thought that it was a very unique idea. I think I've only seen one other author do something similar. And so now knowing that you've got a playlist for each book, that's even better. That's really
Yeah, I got the idea from I've seen it in romance books before.
okay. Mhm.
Especially the dark romance books, you'll often see a playlist in
Yeah.
the first few pages of the book. And it's anywhere else that I've seen it done, it's never the kind of music that I listen to. I'm such a metalhead. But I like the concept, and I do listen to so much music when I'm writing. In fact, when I'm working on a new story, I'll, be listening to whatever, and a song will come on, and I'll go, "Oh my God, that fits that so perfect," and I'll add it to my playlist for the new book that I'm working on. But yeah, so I just thought it'd be fun that, since
Mhm.
it was such a big part of the book for me to have it would be cool to share that with the readers too and
Oh yeah.
let
I
them
was
be a part of
say,
that.
yeah, no, I love it. I think that's a great idea. So, what we always ask this question, what is your favorite Poe story and or poem or both?
It would have there are I have so many favorites,
I
but
know.
the number one would have to be the Cask of Amontillado.
Okay.
It's just that was my gateway to Poe, and it's just such a fun story.
Oh, it is.
Mhm.
It is.
It is. It's the perfect rendition of revenge and remorse, in my opinion, because it's like, well, I really want to make them pay, but I'm gonna feel bad about it. Maybe I'll think about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, we've actually on our Poe Unplugged where we have a group and each month it's at the end of the month where we read a Poe story or poem and we discuss it. And we've done the Cask of Amontillado twice over like the last 5 years. So we kind of spread it out and we have some new people in our group. It's like, let's do the Cask of Amontillado again. And it's always one of those things. Who are you rooting for? Is it really Montresor or is it Fortunato? So,
It always changes for me. So,
yeah, yeah. So, and I know you mentioned that you first read that story in high school that kind of really kind of led you to Edgar Allan Poe. Is that kind of where you got your introduction to Poe? Was that story in high school or was it anything before that?
It honestly kind of was that story in high school. I hadn't read him in school before that. I had read, darker stuff
Mhm.
before that. I was already reading Stephen King from possibly too young of an age, but
most of
for
us
whatever,
were. So it's okay.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but for whatever reason, I hadn't, read much Poe before then. And yeah, he came into my life at just the perfect time that um, I, I needed that. I felt those stories and those poems in my bones. And
Yeah.
it, yeah, it felt like, meeting somebody who was going to become my best friend for the
Yeah.
first time and just
Absolutely.
feeling known and understood and yeah.
He has that effect.
Absolutely. Hmm.
Hmm.
He's
He
like a
does.
barnacle. He gets stuck and he won't let go. And it's like, come on, stop sucking the life out of me. But okay, fine.
Well, and we've talked about it too, that it's like when you read Poe when you were, a teenager, preteen, whatever, usually that's about the time that, kids start reading Poe, some earlier than that even, but it's like, and then you're an adult, especially if depending on if you did like English in college or anything like that, but then later on too, it's like you get so much out of Poe from reading it at different stages of your life and how you can connect to it in different ways and what it means to you at different stages of your life. And so, I mean, it makes him timeless. It really does.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Yeah,
Yeah, he's the man.
he is.
Man, the myth, the legend. That's
Yep,
the
yep,
man.
very
That's the
true.
Poe.
So, okay, so book five is coming out anytime. And so book six will it be next year or are you going to be able, or is it going to be even later or
Um,
Or do
I
you have
keep
any idea?
yeah, or yeah, do you have kind of a plan?
I would love to get book six out as soon as this coming fall,
Oh,
but
wow.
I and it that might happen just because I'm so excited about the story from working on book five that I might just jump right in
Hmm.
with book six. But I promised myself that I need to stop announcing deadlines for things that I haven't written yet.
Yeah, that's understandable. That's
That
understandable.
just that just kills me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But
It's
yeah,
like having that little grim reaper in the back of your head going, dude, get it
yep,
done or I'm coming for you. Okay.
yep, and yeah, it's especially tricky because I'm self-published,
Hmm.
so I do I do everything, and I don't have an agent or a publisher or anyone like that breathing down my neck, yelling at me about deadlines, which on the one hand is great. I love not having that pressure from a publisher or somebody asking where the book is,
Yeah.
but also that is a slippery slope that leads to me claiming I'm going to make a certain deadline and then not being able to make it because
Yeah.
nobody's yelling at me.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, and two, if the, I have, I just started publishing books as well, and I'm the same way, self-publishing, doing everything on my own. Jeannie does my covers for the books,
Oh, nice.
and yeah, she does a really good job. And it's like if the characters aren't speaking to you sometimes, it's like I would it's not necessarily writer's block. Occasionally that does happen to me, but it's really the characters are not talking to me.
Mhm.
They're either like or silent. It's like they're on vacation or something.
Yep. That's exactly how my writer brain works too.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, I was giving, uh I was struggling to get going on book five last winter of last year, and I wasn't blocked because my brain was all ready to roll on a completely different writing project with a completely different set of
Oh,
characters, and
wow.
was like, no, I want to work on Poe. I want to get Poe done first. And
Yeah.
then, once I've got that book closed, then I can move forward with a completely different project. But
Mhm.
until then, you guys need to quiet down.
Yeah.
And
I
yeah,
don't have room for you. Get out.
yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. Or,
Like, not
some,
your time. Okay.
yeah, yeah, no kidding. Or sometimes you're just in the wrong headspace. Like,
Mhm.
uh, you know, different characters are very different personalities, or they're at different places in their life, or
Yeah.
whatnot, and that's very much true of Poe. That you know, the earlier books I wrote when I was struggling with depression of my own, and that's why so
Yeah.
much of that fed into the main character's voice.
Hmm.
So the earlier books flowed best when I was actually struggling the most with the
Wow.
depression.
Okay.
And then in, the later books, Haunted, like book 4, Haunted Souls, she's got a little bit more of a handle on it, and she's trying to become um, a stronger version of herself, somebody tough enough to fight the curse and win. And she's kind
Yeah.
of getting more of a handle on the depression and the anxiety and the PTSD. And
Hmm.
that flowed really well when I was at a similar point in my life. And yeah, I've noticed that with certain characters that some characters just don't want to talk to me if I'm not in the right headspace.
Yeah.
They only want to talk when I get in a certain mood or whatever.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I understand that. Trust me.
Yes. So after the Poe series is done, so have you got ideas of what you want to write next after you finish?
Yes. I never seem to have a shortage of ideas.
Right.
The problem is always I'm getting myself on one track so I could get just that one set of characters talking to me at once.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I do have some other stuff in the works that I'd like to move forward with after Poe. I have an idea for a new series that is horror stuff, and so I'm in Wisconsin, and I've spent so much time with characters and settings that aren't actually where I live, and I'm
Mhm.
such a perfectionist. I drive myself crazy trying to get the setting, real and alive, even though I'm not actually there.
Right. Yeah.
Um, and I thought about it, and I'm also a Stephen King reader, and I had the idea that, it would be a lot of fun to do a Stephen King style thing where I create a fictional small town to run a series of horror stories
Hmm.
in and drop it in the middle of Northwoods, Wisconsin, which is a
Yeah.
place that I know well and can bring to life and really have fun in.
That would be
Um,
cool. Yeah.
so that's going to be my next big project after
Okay.
Poe, some of that kind of stuff. And um, yeah, I'm excited for that. It's going to be something a little bit different, but I think a lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh, I think so too. And and Poe did this, write what you know, and it just flows.
Yep,
Absolutely.
yep, absolutely.
So,
And the horror is always going to be around the corner. So,
oh yeah.
it's
Yep.
always waiting to jump in there and go, boo. Okay, sorry.
Yes. Well,
Yes.
Jeannie, do you have any other questions?
No, I think that's pretty good. I mean, we have 5 books, well, 4, but
Almost
the
five.
5th one coming soon. So anyone can go back and start the series if they haven't already to get on the Poe curse and see what's going on. And then
Yes,
we got horror to look forward to after the Poe. So
absolutely.
it's good to know. So
Yes. And
okay, I need to stop rhyming.
yeah,
Sorry. I didn't realize that.
it's
Sorry.
easy with Poe.
I do that sometimes.
So, Rachel, tell our listeners and viewers where they can find you on social media and such.
Sure. I'm on Instagram and Facebook. My Instagram handle is at Rachel and Martens. That's where I'm most active.
Okay.
Um, Yeah, and I've also got a website where you can find my playlists and the newest information about the books and the events that I do. I do a lot of horror conventions and festivals and
Nice.
things.
Okay.
Um, and there's an email list that you can subscribe to there. That's at RachelMMartinsAuthor.com.
Okay. All right. Well, we appreciate you coming on with us this evening. This has been amazing getting to learn more about you and your books. And it's just Poe fans out there, you need to check her out.
Exactly. The more Poe, the better to know.
That's
There, here I
right.
go again. Sorry.
Rhyming Jeannie.
Okay. Sorry. All right. But
Oh,
yes, thank you, Rachel. It's been great. And we look forward to what you have coming. I'm
Thank
not
you
going
so
to
much
say
for
it.
having me.
I'm
what
trying to
now?
stop myself from I'm trying to stop myself from rhyming, so that's why I stopped
Oh,
myself
just
before the end of the
let it
sentence.
go.
See, you did it for me anyway.
Oh my
All
goodness.
right. Well, thank you, Rachel, and
Yes.
we'll talk to you again.
Yes.
See ya.
And on that note,
We
we
are
are
Poe.